Hi guys, I'm Kat and welcome back to my channel. And wow, look at that. Oh, there's a kitty. Okay. Sorry for that feline intro. But I'm Kat and welcome back to my channel, and I'm sitting on my floor in front of my couch that looks really messy. Probably because it is. But today, I am going to do kind of a Christmassy video. I did want to put up my Christmas tree today, but it didn't work out that way. And I did want to make Christmas cookies, but it also didn't work out. So I still wanted to do kind of a Christmassy video. This is obviously not going up on Monday because I suck. As I said in my last video, I've been having some mental problems, and they're still kind of there, and I know it's the season. I know it's seasonal depression and stuff like that. Well, part of it is. But also, so for me, it's kind of hard to explain. So, I've never been alone around this time of year. I've always lived in a house with people before around this time of year, and I've always kind of had people around. And this is the first year where that's not the case for me. And so, for me, who already, deals with some loneliness issues, I'm having a hard time with it, so I'm trying to get past it. My boyfriend's coming over tomorrow, and we're gonna put up my Christmas tree, which I'm really excited for. These are my little baubles. So my Christmas tree is white. So my original color scheme was supposed to be rose gold and black, but I didn't plan enough, so I decided to go with these colors, and I'm really excited. It's gonna be like a pretty icy blue. But yeah, he's gonna come over and we're gonna put up my Christmas tree, and so that way I don't have to do it alone, which I'm really excited for. And it's gonna be really cool because it's my Christmas tree and this is my apartment, so it's gonna be really fun. But anyway, despite all the sad, depressing stuff that I just said, I did still want to do kind of like a Christmassy themed-ish video, but of course this is me. So it's not going to be like a, sunshine, rainbows, everything is colorful and bright kind of Christmassy thing. There's always got to be a spooky element to it. So I decided I wanted to do another Urban Legends video, but I wanted it to be Christmas edition instead of state edition. I still need to do another one of those videos. I just haven't done the Urban Legend thing for some reason. I didn't want to do it in October because I thought that was just too cliche, and then I didn't do it at all in November because my mind decided to attack itself. So in this video, I'm going to do Urban Legends Christmas edition, and I'm going to talk about 3 urban legends that I found really interesting that have to do with Christmas. Now, one of those urban legends is not going to be Krampus because that is an obvious urban legend, but these 3 I still find pretty interesting and kind of creepy and a little bit gross. So yeah, let's get into the Christmas urban legends. So this first urban legend, or really it's more of a superstition than anything else, has to do with basically gift giving. So the superstition or the legend basically states that if you give your friend or your family member or your partner or any kind of relationship that you have any sharp objects such as knives or scissors, it's actually said to be bad luck. The reason for that is because it's supposed to symbolize the relationship cutting apart or crumbling or something like that. And it's not just for Christmas, it's really for any gift. It's wedding gifts, birthday gifts, graduation gifts. Basically that if you give knives or a piece of glass or scissors to someone, it's basically saying that you're hoping that it's gonna fall apart, or it's basically setting it up to basically fall apart, which I found it really funny because honestly, I didn't know this was a thing. And also, if someone gives me a set of knives for Christmas this year, I'm gonna be fucking ecstatic because I don't have any good knives. I made a cheese ball the other day for my friend's giving party, and I didn't have any knives to cut the green onion, so they were shredded as hell. Still a really good cheese ball, but I just found this funny because this sounds like a superstition that some old lady or Karen made up, and I just thought that it was really funny, but also it's a lot about belief. So if you believe that this legend is true, chances are it'll happen. The second legend is actually the legend that made me want to do this video, and it has to do with Santa. So the original story is, Santa was a man named Saint Nicholas who was a man in a village that made toys and handed them out to children or something like that. I'm sure there's a religious view too. And that, Santa likes milk and cookies and he's a warm and jolly dude. This legend completely takes that on a 180 and actually makes it more interesting to me than the cozy, fluffy version. This one actually follows a Santa that prefers a different kind of treat on Christmas, and that is children. This follows a cannibalistic, child-eating Santa. So basically the legend follows a deranged Santa that will actually wiggle and climb down like chimneys to find children and to kill them. And if he didn't kill them automatically, he'd put them in his red sack and he would take them so he could eat them later whenever he got an appetite. And apparently his cannibalistic rampage went for a while until a holy person came and basically told him that wasn't okay and forced him to start giving children gifts so that he could I can't remember the word. I keep saying reconcile, and it's not reconcile, it's not retribution. What is it? Repent. So he can repent for his sins of eating children, which also, good idea. And then eventually the elves came into play to help him build these toys and to be able to deliver deliver them to the children. I can't talk today. But who's to say that the elves weren't actually there to help curb his urge to eat children so he could just eat the elves? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of elves were probably eaten by this cannibalistic Santa. And I just love the thought of a cannibalistic Santa. Because Santa is supposed to be this jolly guy, like the ultimate epitome, symbol for kindness and jolly. And I just love the thought of this jolly dude eating kids. It just takes that and smacks it in the face and goes, nope, this is what really happened. Because, of course, I love a story about a guy that, was making toys for kids in a village, blah, blah, blah. But I love the story more about a guy who was eating kids, and then someone else was like, you need to fucking stop. And then he became a good guy. I think I love that. I just love that imagery. I need someone to draw me a picture of that. Which makes me sound twisted and fucked up, that I think it's hilarious of having a spooky thing with something that's so jolly, and I think that's why I prefer spooky Christmas things over regular Christmas things. And the reason for that is because I love the contrast. I love when Christmas, again, is supposed to be this floofy, sparkly, holiday, joyful time, and then you take horror, which is not that, and you slap it together and it creates this whole different entity. I love Christmas horror movies. Usually on Christmas, I have to watch at least one Christmas horror movie, if not more, because I love them. There's this movie that follows a series of people on Christmas Eve, but my favorite part of that movie is about a Santa who is in the North Pole, and there's this zombie outbreak and the elves become zombies, and he's basically going through the North Pole killing all these zombie elves, and then at the end Krampus comes and they're about to have an ultimate showdown. But spoiler alert, what's really happening is this guy who's portraying Santa in a mall has this psychotic break and starts killing people, and for some reason his brain kind of creates this other world, and it's great, and I love it. And I think it's because you're taking this jolly thing and you're adding this horrible, scary thing, and it just creates this amazing baby, and I love it, and I truly enjoy it. And I know there's a new Black Christmas movie coming out, so obviously I'm not the only one that enjoys Christmas horror movies, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who just love that specific niche in the horror world. long story short, I think this one's one of my favorite Christmas urban legends. This last legend is probably going to ruin this food for you, and I've never eaten it before, but I never will, probably because of this legend, and that's minced meat pie. So minced meat pie is a traditional Christmas food that people make around this time of year. It's supposed to be comforting and nice, but usually it has like fruits and herbs and spices and stuff like that in it. But this legend basically is said to be part of the reason why meat is not actually in minced meat pie, which I'm sure in some countries or other places, or some people do put meat in minced meat pie, but it's said that this legend is the reason why people don't, and that's because this legend says that minced meat pie was actually invented by cannibals in the 16th century. So basically, hungry cannibals would put different things in their mincemeat pies, actual meat, but that they would also put human meat, human remains into their pies as well. Now, to me, this makes a little bit of sense. The reason for that is because in the 16th century, there was probably a lot of poor people that couldn't afford food or meat, so they probably became cannibals, because it's like, if you can't afford meat, well, you've got your friend that lives down the street, or some little kid that lives down the street, so, I mean, that's free. You just gotta kill him, probably boil the meat so you get the bacteria out, and then there you go. I mean, there's a reason why we're called long pork, but, like, but it makes sense, because I'm sure a lot of people back then were cannibalistic people, and it is rumored that that's why mincemeat pie doesn't have actual meat in it, which, you know, if it's not the cannibalistic human remains that were put into minced meat pie, for me it's the name, minced meat pie. Especially when you connect people putting human meat into it, just doesn't... If I didn't want to try it before, I definitely don't want to try it again. Now, that's not being said that everybody does that, but if anybody was like, hey, do you want to try this? I'm going to have a little bit of hesitation, because I don't know if these people eat people on the side without telling me. Like, I've got friends, but I don't know everything about them. But I just thought it was, when I read this out, I was like, damn, dude. Like, it makes sense to me. It really does. It makes sense to me, especially when you're someone who loves, Sweeney Todd and them putting like the meat in the pies, and I'm sure part of that was inspired by minced meat pies and the rumor and legend that it was invented by cannibals in the 16th century. Food is scarce, so you gotta do with what you got, you know? So, but I just keep thinking about it, like, just like this meat shop with like, no, I'm not gonna go into that, but anyway, there you go. Those were 3 Christmas urban legends that I found creepy and really interesting and kind of makes sense, because, like, you know, children are afraid of Santa. Listen, I want to go and get a picture with Santa because why not? But I'm afraid of Santa. And I think that kids can sense evil. So when kids go to Santa and they're crying, it's because they sense evil. I mean, it could be potentially because, you know, it's a stranger, and why am I sitting on the stranger's lap? What the hell is going on? But also, I think they can sense evil. And Santa, I think, is evil. This bitch knows everything about you and then breaks into your house. How does it not make sense that he's also eating your children? Like, that, to me, that makes all of the sense in the world, that he's eating your kids. Like, I don't, you know? Like, that could be something you could say to your kids. Like, if you don't eat your vegetables, then Santa's going to come down the chimney and eat you. He's just going to eat you. You either get presents or he eats you. You know, I mean, of course, you could also say stuff about Krampus and that he'll put you in a sack and beat you with a stick and throw you in a river. Sure. But I like the thought of telling my kids, which is probably why I shouldn't be a parent, that if you don't do what I say, Santa's gonna come down that fucking chimney and eat you. Cannibalistic, eat you. I bet you anything your kid will do whatever you want if you say that. If you say that. That he will make you into a goddamn minced meat pie with the knives that my friends gave me on my wedding day. Like, that makes sense to me. It does. And I think it's because I'm twisted and fucked up in the head, but it does. It really does. It makes sense to me, and that children can sense evil, and Santa is evil, and minced meat pies are made out of human people, and I don't believe in the knife urban legend, but sure, why not? Why not? Sorry about the tangent that I went on, but for real though, like there's someone out there that's gonna agree with me. But anyway, thank you for joining me in this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more random shit like this, well, go ahead and subscribe. I'm cool with that. You know, we're a little weird, a little creepy over here, but we're also very low budget and making quality content. I don't know if I'll record us putting the Christmas tree up because I don't know how he feels about that. And also, I get weird about making videos around people that aren't my sister, probably because my sister grew up with me. Like, you know, she's known me my entire life, so seeing my weird shenanigans is not that weird for her. Granted, my boyfriend and I have been together for 6 years. He's seen some shenanigans. But still, I might do that, or I might just record the aftermath. I still don't have shelves and a lot of stuff in here, so there's not going to be much decoration going on. But, you know, that's okay. There's always next year, and it's going to be really fun and exciting. I do want to do a video about making dairy-free spiked hot chocolate, because, fun fact, even though I ride the dairy roller coaster, I am lactose intolerant and I do have a dairy allergy. And I do want to, I found some really cool recipes of making dairy-free spiked hot chocolate, and Bailey's has an almond milk based like drink now. So I don't know if that's something I can get in liquor stores here, because I'm in Utah, and Utah has no fun unless you're completely clothed and supervised. But I want to kind of go to the liquor store probably Friday and see if they do. And kind of just do that, because like we are all like it's really sad, because like hot chocolate mix has a dairy powder in it, so it still fucks me up. So I wanted to find something that I could make. Of course, this recipe is going to also be something that you can make not with alcohol. Like, you know, not everybody is of age or likes alcohol or can drink it. So anyway, that's something that I genuinely want to do. I was thinking about making Christmas cookies. I still want to, but I don't know if that's a video I'm going to make, because I'm not good at setting up my camera. So, you know. Anyway, you know, we're here. I'll probably take you Christmas shopping. I don't know if I'll go Christmas shopping in the real world. I'll probably do it on Amazon, but I might go anyway, because we're doing Secret Santa where I work, and we were hand making stuff. So I'm gonna have to go to Hobby Lobby and get some stuff. So I'll probably take you with me with that. Get your head out of there. Hey, get your head out of there. Anyway, as I said, thank you for joining me in this video. I hope you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. Stay jolly, stay spooky, and this is Kat signing off. Goodbye. What are you doing? Hey, stop. Get your head out of the bag. It doesn't want you in it. Consent. Also, side note, I made this. Isn't it cute? I like it.